What happens when life doesn't turn out the way you thought it would? This is when it's really important to think about creating a new story for your life. Hi, and welcome to everyone joining me today. I'm Jen Wrigley, the founder of Flourishing Over 50 and creator of the Midlife Flourish Journey, which is all about creating a new story for your life, especially after grief, trauma, and challenges. Can we all agree that life comes with a lot of baggage? Especially right now, there is a lot of baggage in our midst. Politics, straining those family relationships, climate events, which have many of us concerned about the earth, health issues, maybe with yourself, with your family, with friends, maybe the death of a loved one, parents to take care of. And we haven't even started talking about our children yet. Can you feel all that weightiness? Just all take a collective deep breath while we're here together. Mm. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Yes, there is a lot of weightiness in our life today. But what I want you to know is that the baggage isn't a one time thing, like just here in time. It accumulates over time. And I know this from personal experience and in talking with many other midlife women. I first faced tragedy when I was a little girl. My father had been in the hospital and was home, spending his days on our beloved blue velvet couch while he recovered. It's unusual for a child to see their father, the man of the house, the head of the household, lying on the couch during the day. One night during this time, as I was in the little twin bed that I shared with my sister, I finally fell asleep after we finished playing whatever games we were playing. And I had a dream, a terrible dream, a dream no little girl wants to ever have. It was a vivid dream, very lifelike. But in my dream, I was hearing things like a bump in the night and more bumps, and something was bumping the wall right outside our bed. And in my dream, I saw a stretcher being pushed down the hallway by men in white coats. I could hear the murmur of voices, but I didn't register what they may have been saying. I woke up in the morning after this terrible dream, just like it was any other day. A day for me to go to school, a day for me to play with my friends. But when I walked downstairs, I was a bit confused because everyone turned to look at me, and there were people in the house that typically wouldn't be there on a regular morning. It was then that I knew my dream had not been a dream. And suddenly I knew that at age 10, my life and my family's life would never be the same, and that my father would never be coming home. My mother was left to raise 6 children on her own. I know I'm not the only one with a story like that. As we accumulate and layer on each year of life, we often get to the point where facing our challenges becomes a real struggle. We aren't able to enjoy life or show up with joy and intention. Often we look inward and start blaming ourselves, thinking, what did I do wrong? Or it's my fault. But in reality, it is years of trauma, challenges, and hardships that we have just powered through that have worn us down or caused us to doubt ourselves. And research backs this up. Unresolved emotional pain and the cumulative weight of life's difficulties impact your mental, emotional, and even physical health. They alter the way you show up in your relationships, your career, and daily life. The effects ripple through every aspect of who you are. And the issue isn't you, it's what you've been carrying. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay this way. It is possible to release that weight, that heaviness, and reignite your joy and step into your life with renewed energy and intention. The story I told of my father's tragic death was just one of several traumas I've had to overcome. There was a time when I was in a deep, dark place. like I know many of you have been, on the kitchen floor, tears streaming out of my eyes, and I couldn't move. But then I realized, if you don't happen to life, life will happen to you. It was at that moment that that became the turning point in my own healing. I realized that my story did not have to be defined by grief. By embarking on a healing journey, I could change my story and transform my life. And so step by step, I began the work of renewal. It was then that I began the healing process to change my story, change how I carried my grief. And it is only by going through a healing process that you can begin to change your story. And as your story begins to change, your life begins to change. A healing journey allows you to change your story and then change your life. You don't have to feel despair forever. It's possible to reimagine the life you're living, reignite your joy, and step into your life with renewed energy and intention. I now believe that even in the face of significant challenges, trauma, and grief, every single one of us has the power within us and the ability to move through a healing journey that will support us and support you in renewing and reimagining and reigniting your life. As I went through this process, I looked back and realized my journey could serve as a lifeline for other women facing similar struggles. You, too, can overcome trauma. You can build resilience and reclaim happiness. You can write a new story, one of strength, hope, and possibility. It was out of this realization that I created the Flourish Journey for Midlife Women. The healing process is a complex journey, but there are two key activities that can be completed to truly begin the healing process, both of which were instrumental to my own healing process. These can help you create a new story for your life and to craft a life you love, one that is authentic, fulfilling, and inspiring. This is how I began to transform my own life, moving from a place of despair to one of purpose and joy. The foundation is a pretty simple yet powerful daily practice. One is sitting in stillness. The next is having gratitude, where you reflect on and journal about the things you're grateful for, and then also setting a meaningful intention for your day. I call this the joy triangle, and it's just 3 minutes a day. So dedicate 3 minutes a day to sit in stillness for 1 minute. Think about what you're grateful for 1 minute and set an intention for your meaningful day. By just doing that for 3 minutes a day, you can start this journey to change your story. As you begin to shift your perspective, you begin to move beyond despair, and you start thinking about the possible joy to come in your life. And this really sets the foundation for lasting transformation. Over time, these small moments, the joy triangle, create a ripple effect, and it can alter the trajectory of your life. Another important activity, which is step 2 in the healing or the Flourish healing framework, is to really understand at a deep level what your life is today. So you have clarity around what is good and what needs to be changed. You can't move forward in an intentional, meaningful way until you are clear about what today feels like. I like to say, you can't change tomorrow if you don't understand today. And that is what this next step is all about. The best way to do this is to perform a life assessment. After a lot of reflection, I began to assess every area of my life. And when I look back, I really boiled it down to 5 key questions that I want you to ask yourself and think about. The first is, what and who do you like? The second, what and who do you love? The third question is, what and who is hurting you? The fourth, what and who is missing from your life? And lastly, what and who is holding you back? By gaining clarity on each of these, you can make conscious decisions to nurture those things that uplift you and release those things that no longer serve you. By truly understanding the answers to those 5 questions, you can make meaningful, authentic, and lasting change in your life. The objective over time is to nurture the people, things, and activities that lift you up and to release the people, things, and activities that weigh you down. You and only you get to decide the things you want to keep and hold on to and the things you need to eliminate to move forward to your ideal tomorrow. Now, there's an activity I'm going to walk through that can help with this, because as you go through all this, you'll find so many things, hopefully, that light you up and bring joy in your life. But then we also think about and talk about those things that we feel are weighing us down. So what I want you to think about doing with those things is the burn ceremony. A lot of you might already know about this, but if you don't, I'm going to walk through the process. So as you move through the process of assessing your life, you will identify people, activities, habits, thoughts even, that you know hurt you or no longer serve you. You might feel anger or shame over something in your past. And it is so important that you acknowledge all of these, but don't let them hold you back. A powerful practice for releasing these is the burn ceremony. It's really a symbolic act of shedding old wounds. The burn ceremony really frees you up of what is holding you back so you can rise up. Write down everything that holds you back. For example, do you need to let go of something that you haven't been able to forgive? Maybe yourself or someone else? Do you have shame or regret that you have not been able to overcome? Maybe you have a mindset or a thought that is holding you back. Write them all down and then burn them. Now, when I say burn them, what I mean by that is safely. So if you have access to a real fireplace or a bonfire that is safe, write them down, throw them in the fire, and as you throw each one, feel it leave your body as you toss it into the flame. But we don't always have access to a fire. So here's some other ideas. You can tear up each one into little pieces and throw them in the garbage if that's your only option. But again, as you throw them away, feel the weight of each one leaving your body. And another really powerful option that I love is stand near a body of water and throw a stone in for each one. And this is something you can do on a regular basis. As something comes up in your day, in your week, in your month, have that burn ceremony, toss that stone. As you perform the burn ceremony, visualize yourself stepping into freedom, unburdened by all these past challenges or negative thoughts. So, once you have added the joy triangle to your daily practice, performed a life assessment, and released what no longer serves you with a burn ceremony of whatever type works for you, you will be on the path to being able to live a life that you desire, that you deserve. There is a fulfilling, joyful life ahead of you, and I know it. I can feel it for you. And so hopefully you've learned something today about how trauma and challenges impact how you show up in your life today, but also how you can start on the healing journey to ignite your own life. These are just a few of the steps in the Flourish journey for midlife women, but I know they can make a true difference in your life. If this resonated with you and you'd like to further your own journey through midlife and find more information or commune with other women going through this healing process in midlife, also more information on the Flourish Journey workshops that will be coming out, follow or message me. I'm Jen Wrigley, and I am at Flourishing Over 50 on social media or flourishingover50.com, where you can get a free resource. The 50 is spelled out for both of those. I'm so excited for you to be on your path to healing.